on, man! What is it with the geeks that come out every time I have a hot take? Huh? Every time I have a hot take, a truthful take, a real take, and WWE's in New York, why is it that there's so many geeks? I don't get it. But I'm glad. I'm glad I could make all of your evenings. Edge and The Miz. They tried their best, AEW. They tried their best, AEW, tonight. They tried to be MJF and CM Punk. And they failed. They failed miserably. Oh, man. You don't think I see it? Huh? Everybody coming out saying, why are you watching? Why do you hate watch? Because I'm the fucking best. That's why. And I know you'll be exactly where I'm going right now. Seth Rollins and Big E. I love what Seth Rollins is doing, don't get me wrong, but this is grade A piss poor creative writing. I don't know how anybody could look at this and say, oh my God, I can't wait for next week. WWE once again put the city that never sleeps into a coma. I don't know where you guys are going, though. I don't know what you guys got planned for this evening. I don't know what any of you are doing right now in the chat. But I know where I'm going. I'm going to the OTS venue. But I just got one question for you guys, man. When you get there, what are you drinking? I'll see you guys over there. WWE tries to be AEW and fails. We are live, man! You know, I thought this was the city that never sleeps. Apparently, every time WWE comes to New York, as of late, they end up putting New York in a coma. WWE trots out Edge, and the first feud of his return on Monday Night Raw is with The Miz. The fucking Miz. I'm not sure how anybody looks at this and says, oh man, I'm excited. I think it sucks. But there is one positive to it, and we're going to go over that tonight. Also, WWE seems to be building towards day one, and we're not even out of November yet. But I ask, what happened to the build for Survivor Series? I guess that didn't really matter. Ladies and gentlemen, you are a part of the number one post-show live in the IWC. This is your Monday Night Raw post-show on Off the Script.
AEW successful? Why is Tony Khan running his promotion better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard are running Monday night and Friday night? Long-term booking.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Monday Night Raw post show for November 29th, 2021. I am your host, JD from New York, and this is the OTS venue. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Monday evenings, wherever you may be. You know, I didn't really expect much going into this show because WWE, I mean, let's be real, it's Monday Night Raw. They're lucky if I stay awake for the 3 hours. But I wasn't really anticipating much for this show in Long Island. You know, the show that WWE failed to sell tickets for. Roughly about 5,000. You know, the show that AEW doubled ticket sales for over Monday Night Raw. Yeah, you know that show. That show. People want to know. People genuinely want to know. Well, why did AEW sell more tickets in Long Island than the WWE? It's because AEW is putting on a better product. It's because AEW executes long-term booking. I've been expressing this for many, many, many years. Why was NXT under Paul Levesque so successful? Long-term booking. WWE tonight was as desperate as they've ever been. Now, by any means, Monday Night Raw is no good on any given week. You may get a glimmer of hope here or a good segment there. Something sprinkled in, right? But Monday Night Raw, by no means, is a good show at all, ever. WWE trotted out Edge, Adam Copeland, one of my favorites of all time. I love everything that he's done since his return. Feud with Randy Orton was great. The promo work between those two guys was off the charts. His feud with Seth Rollins was probably the best WWE feud all year. I would even put it over the Roman Reigns, Edge, Daniel Bryan situation there. I enjoy those matches more. But what Edge did with Seth Rollins was probably the best WWE feud all year. Everything that Edge has done has been absolutely done to perfection. So how does WWE handle somebody that has done nothing but perfection? They move him over to Monday Night Raw, and they have him come out. Everybody's asking, who is he going to feud with? He even tweeted out over the weekend on Sunday, who am I going to feud with? Who would you like to see me feud with? Obviously, I chimed in with my request. I put AJ Styles with his hair magically blowing in the wind. AJ Styles versus Edge is the one match that I think everybody wants to see. It's on everybody's lists. I'm not a dummy. I know WWE is not going to give that match away so soon. With Edge and Styles being on the same brand, on the same show, that is a WrestleMania match. They need to start building AJ Styles up as a singles guy before we even start to talk about anything regarding Edge and AJ Styles, because he's been stuck with the Omos, okay? Which I don't understand. All these months, and Omos has not gotten any better. That's a WrestleMania match. I understand that. I do. Some of the geeks online sometimes, they don't think that I know because I only have 140 characters to work with. But I know. AJ Styles isn't the only man on the Monday Night Raw roster, though. We have others. Obviously, Rollins, he's feuded with. Obviously, Big E. I actually pitched this match at WrestleMania last year instead of Edge going to do Roman Reigns and have that match. We're going to get that match eventually. When and where, I don't know. We're going to get that match, though. Edge versus Big E, if Big E is still the WWE champion. We don't know yet. We don't know what WWE is going to do at all. They may actually put it on Rollins, and we may get a rematch with Rollins and Edge. I wouldn't mind that at all. That's also a good way to go about it. Nice road to take there. But I don't want to jump too far ahead because WWE, they don't do the LTB. They don't do the long-term booking. They do the STB, short-term booking, or NTB, no-term booking. WWE trots out Edge. He says a couple of words. Who do you want to see me feud with? He lists all these different people. And then out comes Mike Mizanin with his wife, Maurice. The Miz interrupts Edge on Monday Night Raw. In his wrestling attire, Edge is in street clothes. I listened to this promo. I listened to the words that both of these men are throwing at each other, and I'm not getting excited at all. Normally, I'd get excited about Edge coming back. Oh, who is he going to feud with? Who is he going to make magic with now? Nobody expected The Miz. Long Island didn't expect The Miz. I didn't give a shit about The Miz. Long Island clearly didn't give a shit about The Miz. And nobody wants to see this feud legitimately. The only people that want to see this feud are the fucking blithering idiots on social media that have the IQ of a fucking pen cap. This is not exactly what I had envisioned for Edge and his first time on Raw since the draft. There's nobody else on this show that you could feud Edge with? Rey Mysterio, Bobby Lashley, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Big E. Maybe not Big E because he lost to Rollins, but you guys get my point. Of all the fucking people, The Miz. So I listened to this promo, and I listened to The Miz project what he's saying to Edge, and I listened to Edge try and get angry at The Miz. And I'm saying to myself, is this the best they have? What I'm looking at, seriously, and this is the first thing that popped into my head. What I was watching, and I mean this in no disrespect to Adam Copeland at all, because he's going to make it good. And I hope what they do is lead to something that I had talked about in my head to myself watching this show. I hope they do the one thing that may be the saving grace of this entire projected feud between Edge and The Miz. I'm listening to these men speak, and all I could see is Bruce Pritchard, Vince McMahon, and all the fucking pencil neck geeks and creative trying their damnedest to come up with something that is on equal level playing field to what Tony Khan, CM Punk, and MJF put together on Wednesday's Thanksgiving Eve edition of Dynamite. This had AEW, MJF, and CM Punk influence all over it. They tried the past. They brought up the future. They tried to manufacture some fucking bullshit between these two guys that clearly was never there, will never be there, and it's never going to be created from this point on. All you're doing at this point is trying to be something that you clearly cannot be, and that is MJF and CM Punk. Edge was playing the role of CM Punk, and MJF, well, he was playing the role, or The Miz, rather, was playing the role of MJF. Miz was playing the role of MJF, and he is no MJF at all. On the mic, in the ring, in the just aesthetics department. WWE tried to force cool, edgy, and all that came out was forced, manufactured, and trying to recreate something that clearly they say they don't consider competition. But I guarantee you that the fucking creative department and everybody on Vince McMahon's nutsack went to AEW's YouTube and saw that the fucking thing between MJF and CM Punk did over 2 million views. Over 2 million views. Wow, guys. Wow. 2 million views on something that was nothing but a promo. You know, Wrestling 101, one of the basic things that sells a fucking match between wrestler A and wrestler B. You know, the thing that you don't do. Now all of a sudden you want to do it with The Miz and Edge. And you want to do it in a way where you're trying to be them, but we know that you can't because this is not like you. So when you do something like this, and we see something like this happen, we know it's not genuine. We know it's not from the heart. AEW is known for segments like that. Every single time we watch Dynamite, there's always a fucking promo that is, oh my God, that's a good promo. Oh my God, he cut a good promo. Oh my God, she cut a good promo. But now you want me to sit here and pretend to be excited about the fucking Miz and Edge. I'm sorry. When did anybody start to give a shit about The Miz? The Miz has been one of the most hot and cold acts in all of WWE history. The last time we saw this guy, he was fumbling around with fucking zombies. But you want me to take him seriously in a feud against Edge, all because he brought back Maurice to be a part of the act. You know, something that should have been done before they paired him in a fucking ridiculous gimmick with John Morrison. Something that always should have been about Miz. He always should have been with Maurice. Always. John Morrison? Well, you dropped the ball on John Morrison. You had his wife signed to the company. You couldn't bring them up. And you couldn't make them a power couple like you got Miz and Maurice? You don't think they'd be able to get over? And who's to say that we don't get a John Morrison and Taya Valkyrie match with Miz and Maurice? No, but there's no money in that, though, right? If WWE followed what they needed to do on a weekly basis, I would not be here shitting on them on a weekly basis. When they do things that I know is not in their comfort zone, it shows so much. When AEW does something that we think WWE should be doing, we always praise them because that's all, as a fan base, we desire. I don't know what the thing is with AEW and WWE on social media. I think you people have a bunch of fucking problems. I think you have a bunch of fucking geeks out there that have no life or no hobby whatsoever. You make this imaginary war something that it really isn't. Why does everybody praise AEW for what they do? Does anybody ask yourself that question? Why are we always so in the zone when it comes to something like CM Punk and MJF? Because we all want professional wrestling. This is one of the most simplest aspects of professional wrestling that WWE has abandoned for decades. This is a mid-card act on AEW television that got mainstream attention. And all they did was 20 minutes on Dynamite, and they got every single fucking person watching excited about what those two men are potentially going to do in a match. And that was only round one. There's many more weeks of what you saw last week with MJF and CM Punk. But if you want me to sit there and be excited about the fucking Miz versus Edge, you got another thing fucking coming, man. MJF is just as bad as Dolph Ziggler. You look at MJF and you fucking just see boredom written all over your television screen, man. I don't know whether to walk out of the fucking room or just shut the show off altogether when he's on TV. He brings nothing of value to the show. Nothing. He is well past his prime, and I'm not saying he's a bad promo. He's had a good promo every now and then. I'm not gonna lie. But if you thought tonight was a good Miz promo, this was one of his worst promos. You want to know why it was one of his worst promos? Because it didn't come from the heart. I looked at that and all I saw was, man, you're trying way too hard to create something that just isn't there. It's not there. I'm sorry. What these guys are going to create is just not there. At least with Edge and Randy Orton, they had a history. They had a partnership. There's something there that Randy Orton can only bring out of people like Edge. Miz cannot. Edge and Seth Rollins, that was a great feud because they had history as well. Because Seth Rollins, let's be real, there was something that happened with Edge's neck and Rollins exploited that on the cutting edge all those years ago, and that was a good story to tell. Edge and Miz, give me a break, folks. Give me a fucking break. There is no way you're going to get me interested in this, except, and I don't know how we get there, but I know If you guys watch social media, you see Beth Phoenix working out. You see Beth Phoenix looking good. She's mentioned Edge quite a few times on color commentary doing her shtick on NXT. What if this eventually leads not to a Miz and Edge match, but what if it leads to a Edge Beth Phoenix versus Miz and Maurice match? You know Maurice is only back because WWE may be thinking about that in particular for this feud. Otherwise, why would Maurice be back? She's also been hot and cold. She's been there, she's not been there. She's been there, she's not been there. For whatever reason. Giving birth, doing other things, reality show, whatever the case may be. But WWE doesn't bring back Maurice for no reason. They don't bring back Maurice because they're all in on The Miz again on Monday Night Raw. This is potentially where it's leading. And Beth may want to come back. Beth has always been in the boat of one more match. This may be that final match. But if you guys are asking me to be interested in a Miz and Edge match, one-on-one, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I can't do that. There's nothing there at all. At all. And what was tonight was a carbon fucking copy of WWE trying to attempt to be cool, hip, and in the pro wrestling market. Listen, if you want to be pro wrestling, then be fucking pro wrestling. But if you want to be pro wrestling, you got to do pro wrestling. You can't just act on it whenever you want on one random week after neglecting it for so many weeks. Then people will see right through it. Tonight was one of those reasons and instances that I saw right through it. It didn't come off as genuine. It wasn't heartfelt, and it was fake and produced. Everything else that Edge has done has been genuine and legit. Tonight with Miz, it was not. I'm sorry to tell you, this sucks. And Edge deserves better than the fucking Miz on Monday Night Raw. Seth Rollins and Big E. This was the other story. All show long. Rollins was contemplating, well, did they add Kevin Owens to the match at day one? You know, it's my match with Big E at day one. It's me versus Big E for the WWE title. So then Kevin Owens says, well, you know, they added me to the triple threat match. If I win this match with Big E tonight, I get added to the triple threat match at day one. Well, I get this win and I make it a triple threat match at day one and I get a WWE title opportunity as well, just like you do. So then Seth Rollins goes to Adam Pearce, and Adam Pearce says, no, I didn't hear anything about that. I didn't make that rule. And then Rollins was like, oh, he was lying again. That's great. That's fine. Thank you for doing a great job. Sonya Deville comes in, says, well, what's going on? Oh, Rollins thought that Kevin Owens was going to be added to the main event at day one in a triple threat match if he beats Big E. Sonya says, oh, well, that's not a bad idea. Maybe we should think about that. And then all through the show, Rollins is contemplating, is Owens lying? Is Owens telling the truth? And then they do make it official. If Owens beats Big E in the main event tonight, then he gets added to the match at day one and makes it a triple threat match. And then Rollins is like, I don't believe this shit. I've been calling Kevin Owens a liar, but now he's telling the truth. I don't know what the fuck is going on around here. That was Monday Night Raw in a nutshell. That was Monday Night Raw tonight in Long Island. Another piss-poor attempt, as always, to try and create engaging television, and WWE once again put the city that never sleeps into a fucking coma. Tonight's show was excruciating to sit through. Boring. Absolutely boring. We're going to go over everything tonight on the Monday Night Raw post show right here on Off the Script. Thank you guys very much for joining me. We got 2,700 in the venue. Thank you guys very much for all your support. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, man. Hit that thumbs up. If we got 2,700 in the venue, man, we got to have at least 1,000 likes. So if you guys are in here enjoying a cold beverage, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and show your support for the podcast right here on Off the Script. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206. That's Twitter and Instagram. hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Make sure you guys go and check out all the other videos that you might have missed on the channel. Everything from last week, including the live off script episode 398 that we did on Saturday night. You guys came in and you blew the joint open, man. One of the best viewed off the scripts of the entire year. I may be doing more live OTSs on the weekend. So thank you guys for all of that. Make sure you guys go get your t-shirts, man. We got some new t-shirts on sale. Throwback t-shirts designed by my boy Salrex. We got the long-term booking and the black and white OTS, NWO, and NWO Wolfpack designs. Now available on bonfire.com. And there's even a winter sale going on. If you guys go shopping on Bonfire, link is down below in the description. If you guys go to the website and pick out your shirt, you'll see a little promo box. You guys enter the word script, and you're going to save 15% off every single shirt you buy this holiday season for the next 2 weeks. So make sure you guys go get your t-shirts today on bonfire.com. It helps me out, and it's a great way to support the show. Patreon is also another way. Patreon.com/JDfromNY206. Exclusive merchandise over there when you sign up annually. We got some great stuff over there. The Dugout mugs. We got the Are We Live t-shirts. We got the Off the Script hats. So make sure you guys go over there and do that for me. And today's show is sponsored by my great friends over at Blue Chew. BlueChew.com. That is code JD at checkout. And you guys are going to sign up and get your free sample of Blue Chew on me. That is BlueChew.com. Use code JD at checkout. And I want to thank them for once again sponsoring the Monday Night Raw post show right here on OTS. Also, guys, get those super chats in. Super chats are open. The bar is rocking and rolling from what I see here, man. There is quite the line, and I only got 2 bartenders on for the evening. So make sure you guys go up there and get your drinks, man. So get them on in, get those super chats in, and we will hang out at the end of the show. Monday Night Raw. Started with Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins opened the show, and he made his way down to the ring. And he was laughing, and he was cackling. And I'm glad to see he's all right after that ridiculous incident last week where the fan tackled him on the aisleway. What a weird fucking story that was, man. What a weird fucking story that was. This guy did it for Finn Balor. He did a favor for Finn Balor. He did it for Rikishi, he said. He did it for the bloodline. And then he got scammed out of $3,000 by a Seth Rollins catfish account on Instagram. Needless to say, this guy was a fucking idiot. What a dumbass. He got his 15 minutes of fame, and now he can go back into his fucking cave and live in irrelevancy. I'm glad to see Rollins is all right. He sings, "I've got a secret." He said it's official that at day 1 in Atlanta, it'll be him challenging Big E for the WWE Championship. Now, I question, not the match, because I think we all knew the match was coming. I question, we have legitimately 5 weeks until day 1 in Atlanta, which, by the way, is a Nick Khan, man, production. I hope you know that this is a Nick Khan idea. So if it's a Nick Khan, man, idea, then you know WWE is going to go all in to make Nick Khan, man, very happy. Because fuck Survivor Series. I'm asking, well, you got 5 weeks till day 1. You had just as many weeks for Survivor Series. I'm asking, where's the Survivor Series build? Where was this effort for Survivor Series? Isn't Survivor Series supposedly one of your big 4 pay-per-views? No, but I guess because that wasn't really a desirable show because Nick Khan, man, said so. Yeah, nice to see a long-standing pay-per-view in the annals of WWE history be withered away into nothing because of Nick Khan, man. Awesome. So it'll be him challenging Big E for the WWE title. Finn Balor charged to the ring. Because, at Monday Night Raw last week, there was a major angle, a major attack by Rollins beating down Balor before Seth Rollins got tackled by the fat slob that jumped the barricade in Brooklyn, who apparently did it for Rikishi. So Balor got some revenge here. Balor tackled him into the announce desk, rammed him into the ringside steps. Referee was asking Rollins if he wanted to wrestle, and Seth said, "Ring the bell." And we got this match to open Monday Night Raw. This is the type of match that we need to open Monday Night Raw, man. Something like this to really get the blood going, So the match went about 8 minutes or so, and Balor was in control until Rollins stopped him from attempting a coup de grace off the top, hit a superplex into a Falcon's Arrow, which always looks good by Rollins. Rollins tried for a frog splash. Balor got the knees up, and after that, he turned it into a pinfall attempt with a cradle 1-2, and then Rollins kicked out. Balor followed with a foot stomp. He went for another near fall. Rollins responded with a sling blade, a super kick. Balor avoided the stomp, a.k.a. the curb stomp, and followed with another sling blade and a shotgun drop kick. Rollins avoided the coup de grace again, and then they started trading back and forth with some strikes. Balor set up for a reverse DDT, but Rollins poked him in the eye. So Rollins, it looked like he was in trouble. Balor was setting up for his patented 1916 reverse DDT. Rollins was up in midair, poked him in the eye. That was a nice spot. Referee didn't see it. Rollins followed with a back elbow. Then he got the curb stomp, and he pinned Balor 1, 2, 3. I get that Rollins is the number one contender for the WWE Championship, and he is not going to lose a match, I don't think. He shouldn't lose a match up until he wrestles Big E. Well, man, oh man, am I the only one that feels that Finn Balor is right back where he was before they moved him to NXT? I don't see how this did Rollins, or Balor rather, I don't see how this did Balor any favors whatsoever. Seems like this guy has just been on a losing streak. It almost seems like WWE doesn't know what to do with Balor. And this is why I don't really understand how you're going to bring Edge back and have him feud with the fucking Miz. Meanwhile, you got Balor there, who could probably get a 5-star match if he wanted to out of Edge. No, but we're going to feud him with fucking Miz. And we're going to have Balor continually lose to Seth Rollins here, while it does him no favors whatsoever. Just another Triple H guy, just another Paul Levesque guy that WWE wants to bury into the fucking dirt 6 feet under. It's not going to be there too much longer if you keep this up. He's got no NXT to go back to. So it's either this or out the door. I feel sorry for Finn, man. He deserves a lot better. Austin Theory. He was the culprit that stole the egg. Last week was the storyline. If you guys don't watch, some of you don't even watch from a week-to-week basis. You just tune into the fucking podcast every week. Austin Theory stole the egg. The Cleopatra egg that was gifted to McMahon at Survivor Series by The Rock. Stole the egg. McMahon wanted to know why. He said he wanted a selfie with the egg, did Theory. He admitted to it. Vince McMahon then congratulated him for having the balls to do so. And it was returned on Monday Night Raw. And then he awarded Mr. Theory a WWE title opportunity for giving the egg back and having the balls to go and do what he did. So AEW's building stars, and WWE is having the entire fucking locker room run around like a bunch of fucking circus clowns looking for a goddamn plastic egg. And then the winner of the egg, the one who found it, in this case Theory, brought it back because he stole it, gets awarded a WWE title match. Man, oh man, the writing. Holy shit, this is such intriguing writing. Now all we have to do is steal fucking something from Vince McMahon, bring it back, and then we'll get a title shot. Fuck winning matches. Who gives a fuck about winning wrestling matches? Austin Theory was sitting in Vince McMahon's office. Vince said, "Good to see you, kid." Theory said, "How are you, sir? Good to see you." McMahon says he hates when people ask how he is. I'll keep that in mind. First thing I'll do is, "How are you, Vince? How are you, sir?" I want to see him give me a nasty look. And then I'll fucking shoot something right back at him that he wouldn't expect. "Yeah, you want to give me that look? Your show sucks. Fix it." He said they don't want to know and don't really care. I guess we don't care. We don't care how Vince McMahon is. I don't. Get him out of there. So he said he has an earache, an ingrown toenail, and irritable bowel syndrome. That's what I usually feel like when I'm watching Raw. So me and Vince are on the same page. That's phony crap, he says. What wasn't phony was your WWE Championship match against Big E last week. He asked Austin Theory if he was ready for it. So we saw a clip last week of The Egg, Sami Zayn, Vince McMahon, Austin Theory. McMahon told Theory that he's gonna have to watch all of Raw with him in his office. Oh my goodness. So what Vince McMahon is telling Austin Theory without actually telling Austin Theory is that, listen, I gave you a match, you failed, and now I gotta punish you. And your punishment is to watch all 3 hours of Monday Night Raw with me, the guy who wrote this shit. I'm sorry, Austin. I'm sorry. Nobody can save you now. This is what they do to the most unjust criminals. You got the maximum punishment. And I don't feel sorry for you. You should have known what you were signing up for. So, he said, they will see how people respond to the unexpected. If you ever steal anything from me again, I will kill you, says Vince McMahon to Austin Theory. Theory looked terrified. He nodded, and he gave Vince McMahon a very, very fake smile. Sounds like Austin Theory's about to be on the unemployment line sooner rather than later, if you ask me. Big time cringe. You know, the babyface that is pretending to be a heel, but the fans want to cheer her, so she continues to be a heel. Becky Lynch, the Raw Women's Champion. We have a contract signing tonight. And Becky entered the ring. Sonya Deville was there with a table on the contract and 2 chairs. Becky told Sonya, and I quote, to introduce Livy. Cringe. Liv came out, and she had this serious look on her face. She looked like she was ready for a contract signing. First ever time for Liv Morgan in WWE. Becky said she was proud of her last week for showing some fire, but it didn't last long. Becky says she has nothing to prove, and she's already signed the contract. So she told Sonya to tell her what day it is that she will lose to her for this Raw Women's Championship. Sonya then revealed that it will be next Monday. The championship match will be next Monday on Raw. Becky stood up, told the fans in the arena that they must feel great about next week because the city next week is getting their championship match and Long Island is not. Oh my God, I'm so heartbroken. Oh my God, Becky, I'm going to fucking go to sleep tonight and I'm going to cry myself to sleep because I don't get to see you wrestle. Give me a break. I don't give a fuck if the match is tonight, next week, or if the match doesn't happen at all, because I know the outcome of said match between Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch. And Liv Morgan is not winning the championship. And if she does, it's going to be a very short reign. WWE may actually pull the rug out from underneath us and give Liv Morgan the championship because nobody expects Liv Morgan to beat Becky Lynch. So next Monday, she said, given how crappy their hockey team is, they aren't ready for big-time Becks in a title match. No matter how shitty the Islanders are, Becky, they don't want to watch you over their beloved Islanders. Liv interrupted and told her to shut up. Just shut up, Becky Lynch. She said at last she wasn't a big blubbering mess, like after her match with Charlotte Flair at Survivor Series. So we saw a clip of Becky crying after the match. I don't get why we had to see Becky Lynch crying. But you want to turn this woman into a heel, Bruce, right? Let me get this straight. Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon want to turn Becky Lynch into a heel, or they want to pretend she's a heel, but then we have to see a clip in a WWE.com exclusive of Becky Lynch crying because of her friendship that's gone bad with Charlotte Flair. I'm not sure if Bruce Pritchard is of the right mind to be writing for WWE anymore, because, correct me if I'm wrong, aren't heels supposed to be, I don't give a fuck? I wasn't sure heels cry. Why are we getting the heel crying on Monday Night Raw? Some heel we have here, guys. Some heel. Bullshit. What a terrible fucking run for Becky Lynch. Everything about her run is terrible. So we saw Becky crying about Charlotte. And Liv said, who knew that big-time Bex cried like such a baby? I cry like a baby every time Monday Night Raw is over because it's happy tears. So I have something in common with Becky. Then she pulls out this line. She said, Becky's big fat contract is why her friends are gone. You are nothing but a bully. You know, this is more manufactured WWE bullshit to try and get the fans interested in something that just isn't there. But WWE is using people's legit terminations as a storyline vehicle for Liv Morgan's frustration with Becky Lynch. I don't see why we need to understand or know, or why we need to know that Liv Morgan's friends were fired because of Becky Lynch's quote-unquote big fat contract. Is there any other way that you could write this? Did you need to do that and say that? How about Liv Morgan being fucking underutilized and buried by management? That's a start. Now she's out there fighting because her friends' contracts are no more because of Becky Lynch being paid the big bucks. That's your fucking storyline vehicle for this feud. Shit writing. Shit writing. Yes, let's bring to light that people lost their jobs. Yes, let's bring to light that people were fired because Nick Khan needs to build another fucking $1 million extension to his $8 million mansion. Give me a fucking break. Are you fucking serious with this shit? There's got to be something else that you guys can creatively write. There's 40 fucking people on this writing team, and that's the best you got? Yes, let's not bring up Ruby Riott. She's not doing well now in her life after WWE, right? She told Becky she's not the Becky she once admired, and she's not the Liv she once left behind. He said if last week's punch didn't prove that point to her, her next one will. So they teased brawling, and Sonya got in between them. Becky said emotions run high after big-time matches, something Liv wouldn't know about. She added, some of us deserve to get paid. It's another line. Did those other women, Becky, deserve to lose their jobs? I'd love to know. You deserve to get paid, right? But those women deserve to lose their jobs. In a company that's making more money now than ever before in the history of World Wrestling Entertainment, they can't pay you while also keeping those women employed? I'm asking for a friend, Becky. I'd love to know. Shit writing. So she said if Liv thinks she can be the leader, She pitched to Sonya and Adam Pearce a 10-woman tag team match later tonight with each of them as the captains. Like Survivor Series wasn't bad enough, right? Seems like WWE, to me, wanted to do a do-over because they knew that match at Survivor Series in New York, coincidentally, was fucking terrible. So they're like, well, let's do it all over again. We're back in New York. Let's give them a better match. And the match was just equally as fucking terrible. So we got Becky Doudrop, Becky Doudrop, Tamina, Queen Zelina, and Carmella versus Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Catering, and Nikki Trash. This was your 10-woman tag. Liv said Becky is way too selfish to be a real leader, so she accepts her challenge. She threw the mic down, stared at Becky, who held up her belt, and this is the way the segment went off the air. You know, again, everything was just so terribly forced in this promo. You know, you'll have your check marks on social media claiming that Becky Lynch is such an amazing promo. Oh my God. Let me ejaculate to Becky's words. She's such a good promo, says the blue verified check mark on social media who does nothing but fucking shill WWE. Becky is fucking atrocious. She is unlistenable on the microphone. Then we have Liv Morgan. Don't mix up my words. I appreciate Liv Morgan, and I've been asking for WWE to get behind Liv Morgan more than you could possibly ever imagine. Liv Morgan should be getting opportunities to be a star in the women's division. She's got the look. She's worked her ass off. She's not terrible in the ring like fucking Catering or Tamina Snuka. Much rather see Liv Morgan in the ring than fucking Tamina. But this is what I'm talking about. WWE tried to do something here with Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch. And Liv Morgan, so unexperienced in her role because she hasn't been given the proper opportunities to be on TV more, be in these segments more, be in a contract signing, be in the ring, and have a championship match with somebody like Becky Lynch. The way she projected her words tonight and the words that she said tonight, her words sounded like they were written by somebody in the back, and it did not sound like anything Liv Morgan would say. The way she projected the words tonight sounded like she memorized them 15 minutes ago, and that's how it sounded. It did not come from the heart. There was no real emotion there. And everything that you're telling me here, and the way I hear it, and the way it sounds fucking overproduced. That is not going to make me interested in a Raw Women's Championship match between somebody that right now is unbeatable because she's the Queen Bee in WWE and somebody in Liv Morgan that is a relative unknown. Nobody gives a shit about Liv Morgan. Somebody that should have been given an opportunity time and time and time again. Unexperienced in the role. And that's the way she comes off. Like an amateur. I could go in there and cut a fucking better promo than Liv Morgan did. But nobody's going to call that out. Everybody's going to say, oh, Liv Morgan did a great job today. No, she didn't. No, she didn't. You want to know why? It's because your heart is filled with mediocrity. When I listen to somebody speak, especially in a big moment like this, I look for genuine emotion, heartfelt emotion. I felt nothing. Now, my heart is black on most days. I don't give a fuck. But I know a good promo from a bad promo. This was not a good promo. This is why WWE gets the failing grade of F in matches and situations like this. I don't know how anybody could get excited about this match based off this segment tonight. I don't know. How? How are you excited about this match off this promo tonight? If they sent, I guarantee you, if they sent Liv Morgan out there with no script and bullet points, and they sent her out there to cut a promo from the fucking heart about what she felt, and it sounded real, and she didn't have to memorize anything, how much more excited would you be for the match? How much more traction on social media do you think this segment and this match would be getting? A lot more than what we're getting right now. And I would not be sitting here giving you the fucking reality of the situation. Why does WWE get a failing grade every single fucking time? It's because they fucking want to overproduce and micromanage everybody to sound the same. Everybody sounds like a fucking android. Everybody sounds like a robot. So I'm sorry. And for all the geeks in the back that think Liv Morgan's going to beat Becky Lynch. Oh my God, I didn't know Liv Morgan was Ronda Rousey all of a sudden, man. Jesus Christ. Ronda Morgan, let's call her. Give me a fucking break. This shit was lame. And they really haven't done a good job at building Liv Morgan as a believable threat to Becky Lynch either. Just like they did Toni Storm when they cream pied her on SmackDown. Yeah, that's a great way to get new talent over. Yeah, let's throw a fucking pie in her face, and then she looks like the fucking thumbnail on Pornhub. Are you fucking serious with this shit? You don't think WWE did that on purpose? Yeah, let's take the woman that has been very expressive about mental health because she had revealing pictures of herself leaked by some fucking prick online that sent her into depression. Yeah, let's make her the fucking thumbnail on a Pornhub video on SmackDown. Great job there, Bruce. I don't believe you still have a fucking job here. What a ridiculous fucking company. And then people want to know why I sit here and shit on them in front of large audiences every week. Because they deserve it. Any humane, social fucking human being would realize that this is wrong. This should not make it to television, but as long as 60-year-old Bruce Pritchard, fat slob, hey, Bruce Pritchard, is humored, everything is right in the world. Shit sucks. Becky is not losing that championship. Especially to Liv Morgan. Matt Riddle walked up to Randy Orton. He said he thought he was going to dress up as him this week. Man, oh man, WWE has hit a stalemate with this fucking storyline, huh? We got Randy Orton dressing up as Matt Riddle. We got Matt Riddle dressing up as Randy Orton. Give me a break with this shit. That means to me that the storyline between these two guys is all but over. If this is what it's being reduced to. So, he was wearing his new Hey Randy t-shirt. Orton asked why he should do that and wear the wig. Riddle explained in his best way possible. But Orton cut him off and said that they have to defend their tag team championships tonight. And if he thinks he's going to ride his scooter to the ring barefoot, you're even more brain dead than I previously thought. Whoever wrote this fucking show is brain dead, not Matt Riddle. Riddle looked upset. Orton actually seemed regretful. He was so harsh. He said to keep the titles, they have to be more ruthless than everybody else and stay 10 steps ahead of the competition. Riddle says he understands. Then he begged Randy to close his eyes. Riddle then put a blonde wig on Orton's head. Orton looked in the mirror. He told him he had 2 seconds to take this fucking wig off of his head and not to do it again. Riddle then said, sorry, Randy. And then they go through Gorilla, go through the curtain, and we have another Randy Orton and Matt Riddle against Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode WWE Championship match for the tag team titles. What on earth did Randy Orton and Matt Riddle do to be punished like this? What did we do to be punished like this? What did Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode do to get yet another tag team championship match? How many times have we seen these two teams in the ring? It is to a point now where I see Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler on my TV, and I get up and I find anything else. It could legitimately be anything. Anything else around the house to do. I don't have to watch anything that these four men did because the outcome will be the same, and it's fucking boring. We've seen it how many times before already? Let's move on. We are 2 months into the draft, and every week these teams have been in the ring together. I'm over it. We need new teams. We need a brand split to end. We need these divisions to be merged. We need one tag team champions to rule them all. This tag team division is utterly fucking garbage. It is awful. Give me a break with this shit. Orton and Riddle win. RKO to Ziggler. It looked good, and that's all you need to know. That's it. Not sitting here going over another fucking match that we've seen 1,000 fucking times before. Kevin Owens was in the back. He told Seth Rollins that if he beats Big E tonight, he gets added to the WWE title match at day one, making it a triple threat match. Seth actually laughed because he didn't believe Kevin Owens. That's good. Do you have any more jokes? Yeah, Raw. KO said, listen, I'm not kidding. Seth said, listen, it's my match. It's not their match. KO then told Seth, all right, well, go check with Adam. You know, he's the bald guy in the back that works in management. Now go ask him. Seth says he doesn't believe him because Kevin Owens is a liar. KO is a liar. So Seth went to go ask Adam Pearce, what the hell is Kevin Owens talking about? Seth says, Kevin Owens told me that he's got a match with Big E tonight. If he wins, he's in the day one WWE title match, making it a triple threat match. Adam Pearce laughed, and I didn't say that, he says. I haven't seen Kevin Owens today at all. Seth said KO was lying. Good. Pearce says, well, listen, it never happened. Trust me, he never asked for that, and I never seen him. Seth said, that's great. This is his match at day one. DeVille then walked in and said, what was all that about? Adam Pearce explained what was going on, and Sonya says, well, that's not a bad idea. Yes, it is. It's a very bad idea. Edge starts hour 2. Edge was in the ring, gets a big pop from Long Island, or Strong Island is what he called it. Says he has the greatest job in the world. He mentioned Seth Rollins being the number one contender, but he deserves it. He's operating on a completely different level right now, and he deserves that opportunity against Big E. So what he wants to talk about on Raw is, I'm interested in new opponents. AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Big E. And he mentioned Big E with a lot of oomph. A lot of emphasis on Big E because he wants the WWE title. So, The Miz all of a sudden interrupted. Corey Graves went crazy. He said, this is Christmas, come early. Miz walked out with Maurice. They embraced on the stage. We see a video of Miz on Dancing with the Stars. And then he gets into the ring face-to-face with Edge. Miz says, look, they gave you the big return treatment. He complained that they rolled out the press release about Edge being back tonight. You've been gone, what, a month? He asks if he's just living for the big comeback now. He said in the meantime, he was representing WWE on the big stage, proving they are the greatest entertainers in the world. He said when he's not on Raw, he's enhancing WWE in other ways. He resented the fans for not being excited about his return to Raw. He says he represents his wife, Maurice. whom he said is now back in WWE. Clearly, they were both in wrestling gear. That says something about what's going on here. Both of them are in wrestling gear. So he asked Edge if he's not on his radar because he didn't mention his name. Edge said, well, I thought you were still painting yourself like a genie and dancing on television. Maurice told Edge he was busy chopping wood. Miz was actually busy being the most entertaining and charismatic dancer on the whole show. Edge asked if Miz came in 9th place. Didn't you come in 9th place on Dancing with the Stars? What exactly were you doing there that was so special? So Miz said in his mind he won. Of course he did. He blamed the most loyal fan base in entertainment failing to vote for him. While I was dancing with the stars, you were dancing with a body riddled with injuries, weren't you, Edge? Edge says he could have gone to Pierce and DeVille and asked for what he deserves, but he didn't do that because he had an agenda. He said by interrupting him, it puts him instantly in the main event picture, and that is a shoot. That was a legit shoot. Edge said, listen, I have the power. I could look at this crowd and yell to the crowd, Miz sucks, and count to 3, and they, in unison, will chant, Miz sucks. So he did that. Miz got angry, yelled, how dare you? He said he is an era-defining superstar who deserves respect. He said he didn't come out there to place himself in the main event picture because he was WWE champion earlier this year. A comedy champion. A terrible fucking decision on the road to WrestleMania, but you didn't hear that from me. In fact, you did several times. What a terrible decision. He asked Edge when the last time he held a WWE title was. He said Edge was opening at WrestleMania when he headlined that WrestleMania, that very same WrestleMania, against John Cena in one of the worst WrestleMania main events of all time. You didn't hear that from me, though. Said Edge has a career most wrestlers only dream of, but he surpassed him a long time ago. He then told Edge he should have stayed home for good. Then Edge chimes in and says, let me get this straight. Let me try and understand this, and let me understand if I'm hearing you correctly. He is saying he can't do this for much longer. Yes, I understand that. I've said that myself. So Edge understands that. Edge said this is true. I have a very small window, but I fought with every fiber of my being to get that small window. He said everyone in the locker room wants to test themselves against me. And he said that's respect that the Miz doesn't have. He said Miz could have it, but he's too busy complaining about what he doesn't have. He said he will give Miz the pat on the back he so desires. Edge said Miz made it to the top after starting at Tough Enough. Said he beat Cena at WrestleMania with The Rock as special enforcer. Said he has people on other shows saying his name just to get a cheap reaction. So there's the AEW reference. You live rent-free in a lot of people's heads. He says he has built himself an empire and lives in a mansion in the Hollywood Hills. You got a beautiful wife and a beautiful family. He says he has made it further than anyone thought he could. He said he made this happen. Edge said Miz doesn't wrestle for the same reason he does. He says Miz does it to get another endeavor or reality show while you leave your partners high and dry to get fired. Meaning John Morrison. Edge said the difference between them is that Miz demanded respect while he earns it. He dared Miz to dance with him right there. Miz began taking off his coat, and he asked the crowd, do you want to see me dance with Edge? Do you want to see him and I dance tonight? Takes the microphone and says, no. He throws the mic down, and they leave the ring. Edge was fine. Miz was not. This was a cheap attempt to be AEW, to be cool at a time where WWE knows that they aren't the center of attention anymore. So they took Edge and put him in the role of CM Punk, and they put Miz in the role of MJF, and they both failed together. Edge was great, Miz was not. So this is a failing effort. 50% of this duo could not handle this situation. 50% of this duo sounded forced, unnatural, and very, very manufactured. This is not something I can get behind or get excited about. I saw the writing on the wall even before the AEW mention about people mentioning you on other shows just to get a cheap pop. They didn't need to throw that in there to get a pop. They popped as soon as MJF's fucking music went off and he walked to the ring to confront CM Punk. Let me tell you that right now. There was no cheap pop at all. They popped as soon as MJF's music went off because everybody in that arena knew exactly what they were going to get for 20 fucking minutes. They got real for 20 minutes. They got how it should be done for 20 minutes. They got a reaction from the crowd that WWE wishes they could get, but cannot because of shit like this. If they did that more often and they were less produced and micromanaged less and sent people out there to not sound like a fucking handwritten script by some four-eyed fucking jerk-off in creative, then maybe you'd have a decent promo that could rival MJF and CM Punk. Failure. This was not exciting at all. It didn't get me excited. It didn't make me ooh and ah and oh. It didn't make me stop. It didn't make me put down my phone. It didn't halt what I was doing. My eyes weren't glued to the television. Failure, 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 failure. All F's. What exactly did you accomplish here? All you did was make an embarrassment out of yourselves and prove to everybody that you, when it comes to stuff like this, are now second place. I'm sorry if the geeks and the AEW shills cannot handle that. Now, I'm going to have a little Hate Mail Monday segment on the show tonight. I had so many people reach out to me after my tweet. My tweet read as follows, and I quote, that entire MJF CM Punk segment I told you guys about, right? It was real. It was organic. It was exactly what we wanted. That entire Edge and Miz segment tried to be the MJF CM Punk segment from Dynamite, and it just isn't there. His poor attempt to be edgy and cool never was and never will be. I got so many shills reaching out to me. We're going to read some of the responses in this Twitter thread right now. I don't have any funny music. Otherwise, I'd do something for you guys. Let's put on some music anyway. Let's put on some cool music. Let's put on some nice retro classic rock, okay? Let's read through these comments, man. Some people agree. Most of the people agree with me, but you got your scragglers in there. Edge is better than Punk. That's all I'll say. Says less, not less on Twitter. Let's see what else there is. That good 50-year-old demographic. That was a good one. One guy says, how about this for an idea? Cut out the forced promos and shoot from the hip. It works in AEW. There you go. There you go. Let's see what else. First time I've ever disagreed with you. And it got 7 likes. 7 idiots. I usually agree with you, but I respectfully have to disagree. Their promo was good, and I love that they took a dig. Miz and Edge on the mic can really sell a feud. I personally enjoyed it. It got 19 likes. 19 fucking idiots. One guy was like, why do you hate watch WWE, JD? Why don't you go watch Impact? Why don't you go watch NXT or something else? New Japan, he tells me. I have a fucking live stream that is highly successful every Monday. Maybe you fucking heard of it. He deleted his tweet. Respectfully disagree. The Miz and Edge can hang on the mic and sell a feud just as good as MJF and CM Punk. Sure they can. Sure they can. I think trying to compare the two is unfair. MJF and Punk are on a completely different level than anyone else in the biz right now. Miz and Edge are pros, but aren't on that MJF or Punk level. Give me a break. Edge is on the level of CM Punk. That's the fucking problem. That's the problem. Let's see what else there is. One guy put a gif of Roman Reigns that said, come on now. He disagreed with me. One guy was like, bro, what? I thought this was great. I'm sorry, but this tweet is such a stretch. The segment was good, but I don't think it should have been compared to MJF and Punk's promo. I understand WWE does AEW light things, but every single thing that WWE does not need to be compared to AEW. One guy's like, oh, you're a mark. You're an AEW mark. Well, that makes your opinion invalid, and I ask you to politely shut up, he tells me. It's great. Okay, AEW fanboy, settle down, please. Settle down. Thank you. 16 likes. One guy simply put L. Why are you watching? Exactly. One guy puts. And then somebody backed me up and says because he makes a shitload of money covering it. So the reply was, is this dude important? He's got a huge following. Oh, another wrestling podcaster. I'm good. I'm going to disagree. They weren't even trying to be edgy with this promo. If it was AEW with that same type of thing, people like you would shrug it off. I don't care for Raw myself, but this isn't a problem. LOL. This shit is fucking... People are ridiculous. Jesus Christ, mate. You're acting like MJF and Punk have now created this certain style of promo. WWE been doing this for years. No, they haven't. Where? Select people in WWE been doing this. WWE has not. Give me a break. Not really, guy. Bad take. Miz is being entered into a program with Edge, and this was the most logical way to start their feud. It's not their fault MJF pretty much stole Miz's gimmick, and that CM Punk and Edge are veterans, legends in this program. MJF stole Miz's gimmick? I'm sorry. If I ask Maxwell myself if you stole MJF or Miz's gimmick, he'd probably laugh in my face. Give me a break. Ridiculous, man. The sad man chimes in again. People are ridiculous, bro. People are ridiculous. There's so many. I got 100 fucking comments. Completely disagree. Take the AEW glasses off. That was a great segment and brought Miz back. Fantastic. Miz Edge is going to kill it weekly. WWE tries putting on a good segment and you still shit on it. Can't win. They put on a good segment on a 3-hour piss poor show. Ridiculous. How in the fuck were they trying to copy them? You complain if they get realistic, and you complain if they're too scripted. Which one is it then? This wasn't really realistic there, Marcos, on Twitter. Give me a fucking break. It's fake, dude. This guy's getting blocked. You used a fake word around me, you're getting benched. Goodbye. What a shit take. Who the fuck are you? You just shit on everything WWE does, don't you? I've lost track on how many L's you've taken since I've been on Twitter, but I feel like they won't stop soon if you keep spewing bullshit like this out of your mouth. Says Tribal Loser 106. You didn't like it because they owned your favorite company. Edge was right. Grow up. Miz and Edge nailed it, he says. Cooper Gretsch on Twitter. Fucking ridiculous, man. Fucking ridiculous. Geeks. But JD mentions AEW. All the time. All the time. AEW are not competition. Fuck them. Anyway, let's move on. This is what I got all night on social media. That's all I got on social media. People crying to me about my opinion. It sucked. Move on. You're following me. I'm not following you. You're probably watching me and you're getting a kick that I mentioned your tweet on the show. Go back to your fucking box of tissues and your lube and your fucking half-naked Alexa Bliss photos, you fucking geeks. Give me a break. Sarah Schreiber walked up to AJ Styles and Omos! Omos was given very little to do on this show. Good. Still can't believe that The Undertaker said Omos is the closest thing to Andre the Giant. He said Omos is the closest thing to Andre the Giant. Oh, my God, man. That's classic. That is classic, bro. Oh, my goodness, man. Oh. Jesse, how did I find all these burner accounts? They're on my fucking tweet, clown. These are legit comments I got. Oh, my God. Nobody's talking about this Omos Undertaker comment. It's ridiculous, man. Omos and the Undertaker must have been on. Listen, man, I don't know what the Undertaker... He must have did something before he went and did this interview. Holy shit. Omos is fucking garbage. Andre the Giant? Omos is nothing but a fucking Khali 2.0. I've never seen one man disrespect himself so badly. He's legitimately disrespecting himself. Wasn't the Big Show the Giant before they turned him into the Big Show? Right? Wasn't he the Giant in WCW? That guy wasn't mimicked after Andre the Giant? I think Paul White would like to have a word with you, right? And what has Omos done to even rival anything that Andre the Giant has done? I don't believe these comments. I don't believe the comments that I read. The Undertaker lost severe points of credibility with that one, man. I get that you are a company man for life, but holy shit. That may have been one of the dumbest fucking takes that I've ever heard. Unreal. So, Styles was claiming to have been blinded by the Street Profits. He said Omos had to shave his beard, and he said doctors say he may never see fully again. So now they gave AJ Styles a Ray Charles gimmick. It's great. So they literally gave him smoke right in the eyes. Styles says, when there's smoke, there's fire. And he said the Profits will get burned. Another rematch we got, Profits versus Otis and Gable. Didn't even go 5 minutes. Profits win. Ford knocked Styles off the apron after Styles leapt onto the apron. My God, talented man for a blind man. Jumped onto the apron, says he's blind. Not many people could do that. Ford knocked him off the ring apron, then landed a frog splash on Gable for the win. Omos stood over Styles and looked disappointed with how things played out. He apparently didn't know Styles was faking being blind. Clearly. This is the best that they have for AJ Styles. So we have Otis and Gable, complete jobbers. And the more I see Otis and Gable, and the more I see Otis, the more I see somebody that's getting released when Nick Khan wants to have some fun on a random fucking Thursday. Otis and Gable will be terminated sooner rather than later. You could add Apollo Crews to that as well. McMahon asked Theory how he felt about Styles. I thought it was pretty good, said Theory. McMahon said it freaking sucked. It was horrible because you could see it coming from a mile away. This is coming from the man that wrote this very segment. It's truth in plain sight there, folks. Theory said, oh, yeah, you're right, boss. McMahon says he has to be more attentive. He told Theory to look at him when he talks to him because he was looking away. I won't want to look at Vince either. Theory apologized and looked at Vince McMahon when he was told and directed to. So I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with Theory and Vince. You could either look at this two ways. You could look at it easy as a burial, or you could look at it as Vince McMahon's taking Austin Theory under his wing, and that only means good things for Austin Theory. I don't know. Current day WWE, I just don't know anymore. Damian Priest versus Apollo Crews with Commander Aziz. I'd love to know what this was doing on the show. Why did Apollo Crews get a United States Championship match? Was this labeled as an open challenge? I don't think this was labeled an open challenge. This was labeled an open challenge last week, and Apollo Crews said no. Apollo Crews, maybe, has won one match all year. He's won one match all year. He lost every fucking match he had as the Intercontinental Champion. If you guys remember that. Pretty sure you don't because, I mean, it's fucking Apollo Crews. And I asked on Twitter, what exactly did Apollo Crews do to deserve a United States Championship match? What exactly has he done on Monday Night Raw? Now, I know the answer to this. I just wanted to see what other people were going to chime in with. Some people said nothing. Some people said it was nothing more than a match to fill time. Some people called it out exactly what it really is. Losers get the benefit, and then the winners don't really get rewarded with anything. So then I get Grimm's Toy Show coming out and claiming to me, well, you got a problem with this. But when AEW does Jay Lethal versus Sammy Guevara and Tony Nese versus Sammy Guevara, you don't really complain about that, but you have a problem about this happening on WWE television. I don't believe I have to explain all of this again to everybody. Yet I'm the one who brings up AEW all the time. I never mentioned anything about AEW. All I asked was, why did a loser get rewarded with a United States Championship match? Some people were telling me it's an open challenge. No, it ain't. This guy came out last week and vividly said to me and everybody else, this is an open challenge. I don't accept. All right, Sami Zayn got your fucking title match. Goodbye. There goes you. He brings up, Grimm's Toy Show brings up Tony Nese and Jay Lethal. Those were open challenges. They were legitimately advertised as open challenges. And every big name, normally, that comes through the open challenge is probably going to end up losing to Sammy Guevara, only enhancing Sammy Guevara. Beating Jay Lethal enhances Sammy Guevara. Beating Tony Nese, the premier athlete, enhances Sammy Guevara. Those were advertised open challenges. This was not an open challenge. Apollo Crews got moved to Monday Night Raw How many matches has he wrestled on Monday Night Raw since the draft? 0. That's how many. 0. And before that, he was losing every week to Shinsuke Nakamura. So please tell me how he deserves a United States Open or a United States Championship match against Damian Priest. He doesn't. He doesn't. Then Grimm was trying to tell me, oh, people would rather watch somebody who was in the mid-card as a champion challenge than just a random open challenge. No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. The crowd wants somebody new. The crowd wants somebody fresh. And I don't know what show you were watching, Mr. Toy Show, but I think the crowd in Long Island couldn't give a single iota of a fuck about Apollo Crews. How much so does WWE and the fans care about Apollo Crews when this guy, maybe 4 months from now, 2 months from now, it could be fucking next week for all we know, this guy is going to be on the unemployment line because that's exactly the way he's been booked. Give me a break. This shit sucks. And why is Damian Priest turning into fucking Lou Ferrigno? Is this what they think about Lou Ferrigno? Who else? Who else had a gimmick like this that became enraged during the match when something particular happened? Damian Priest is the new Festus. That's exactly what he's turning into. Yet everybody thinks this is a good thing for Damian Priest. They rang the bell and Festus became a fucking psychopath. Damian Priest, he's got this cool, calm, collected demeanor, and then all of a sudden he becomes enraged. Roar! What are we, fucking 5 years old? The guy can't become enraged because, I don't know, he wants to defend his United States Championship and keep his United States Championship? WWE is written by a bunch of fucking 60-year-olds with a 5-year-old mentality. Priest, I'm not liking it. Though I will say I've come to enjoy his new entrance. I think it fits him a lot better. So whatever they did there worked. I do miss the Archer of Infamy. I thought that was really cool, but, you know, everything that Triple H did has to eventually die. So, you know, I'm not really going to sit here and mope over it. I think what he did, the dark and light and the whole simple essence of his entrance, I think it's good. It fits him. But this shit, he gets all enraged. Awful. Awful. He wins with a reckoning and a South of Heaven chokeslam. 1, 2, 3. Apollo Crews is yet again another loser. As usual. Rey and Dominic Mysterio versus Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. 2 more guys that will inevitably be released. Don't know how Shelton Benjamin has survived all this long. He is well over the age limit. And Cedric Alexander, man, this guy has been hanging on by a fucking a prayer. Every Nick Khan budget cut, man. Sooner or later, the budget cut is going to fall on Cedric. And you know what? He's probably waiting it, and he's probably building himself a nice resume. He knows it's coming. Rey and Dominic Mysterio win. They're about getting back on track. Stereo 619's Dominic landed a top rope frog splash on Cedric after Rey dove onto Shelton at ringside, and the Mysterios get the victory. Who gives a shit? Who cares? Rey and Dominic Mysterio back on the same page. Great. Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Nikki Trash, and Dana Brooke versus Becky Lynch. Dough drop. Queen Zelina Vega, Tamina, and Carmella. I don't know why anybody would be interested in this 10-woman tag that went 20 fucking minutes. 20 minutes. This went just as long as the Survivor Series women's elimination match. WWE had Survivor Series in Brooklyn. WWE had Raw tonight in Long Island, in New York. And they realized that that women's match was booked into oblivion. It was awful. It failed. And the outcome of said match was fucking terrible. I don't understand why Bianca Belair needed to overcome 4 women to be the sole survivor. She didn't need it, especially after main eventing WrestleMania and winning the championship at the main event of WrestleMania against Sasha Banks and winning the Royal Rumble before that. Bianca Belair didn't need it. I said then, like I'm going to say now, Liv Morgan should have been on at least the losing team, but the sole survivor. Or she should have won the match for SmackDown. Never mind being a losing effort. She should have won the match. Toni Storm and Liv Morgan should have been the final 2 of the Survivor Series. Toni from SmackDown, Liv from Raw. That's the way it should have ended, with Liv Morgan going over, because she's got a match with Becky Lynch. Toni Storm could have looked great in defeat, giving a valiant effort. Still could have been looking strong against Charlotte Flair. Whatever the case may be, right? Both of them need the win, but whatever. WWE realized that they fucked up so badly on this women's match that they did it again, this time with all the Raw women's roster. This was nothing more than a make-up, because they feel like the fans wanted a makeup in New York because of this shit match that happened at Survivor Series, and this match was equally as bad. There's nothing that happened here that was anywhere close to being important. This was not elimination style, and the only thing that mattered was the ending. That was it. So, we go to 2 commercial breaks in this match. We maybe get 10 minutes of TV time here. Dana Brooke, catering, made a tag to Liv Morgan, who hit Tamina with some fists and some elbows, some kicks. Code breaker, Lynch broke up the cover. Nikki Trash wiped out Lynch with a crossbody to the outside before Doudrop knocked Nikki down with a clothesline. Zelina and Carmella shoved catering off the top rope to the outside into a group of women down below. And Tamina gave Morgan a super kick for a near fall. Morgan followed with Oblivion, and she pins Tamina Snuka for the 1, 2, 3. So instead of giving Liv Morgan the win at Survivor Series, they give Liv Morgan the win over Tamina on Monday Night Raw, thinking that it's going to be okay in the end for Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan looks strong going into her match with Becky Lynch. No, she don't. No, she doesn't. So Lynch immediately attacked Morgan after the match. A few of the other women brawled as well. Bianca and Doudrop. You got Nikki and Rhea versus Carmella and Zelina. They're all going at it. It's a fucking women's brawl here at the end of this match. And once the ring was clear, Liv Morgan laid out Oblivion for Lynch, and that was it. Crowd didn't seem interested at all. They didn't seem like they gave a fuck at all. And that was it. Crowd was dead for this match. Nobody gives a fuck. And nobody was out there chasing Dana Brooke with the 24/7 championship. I hope to God that Dana Brooke holding that championship is the death of the 24/7 championship. Not one single person made an attempt to pin Dana Brooke, or nobody from catering came out to chase Dana Brooke. I hope this is the end of the 24/7 championship. I do. I may actually thank Dana Brooke at the end of this, if this is the case. Veer Mahan is coming to Monday Night Raw. Veer has been coming to Monday Night Raw for weeks now. I have a question for all of you in the chat. Is Veer Mahan going to eventually come to Monday Night Raw? I'm going to go out on a limb and say, no, Veer Mahan is not coming to Monday Night Raw. I think Veer Mahan will get released because Nick Khanman will say so. Veer Mahan! Yes, Veer Mahan. He's going to bring the audience that Monday Night Raw so desperately needs, right? Sure. Kevin Patrick was asking Big E if the Owens stipulation added any pressure. Big E said, no and walked off. He came back because he knew Patrick wanted more of this promo. Big E said he feared no man and he feared no Kevins. He gave Kevin Patrick a look. Kevin Spacey. Maybe. Kevin Kelly. I don't know. Kevin Bacon. Does Big E fear Kevins? I mean, I would fear Kevin Bacon in that fucking movie, man. That masked movie that he did. What was the fucking movie called? Hollow Man? I would fear Kevin Bacon in Hollow Man, bro. This guy made himself invisible. He used it to his own ability for his own good. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being Kevin Bacon in Hollow Man, bro? I'd be afraid of him. I don't know about Big E. I think Big E's full of shit, but that's just me. That's just me. Who cares? Big E versus Kevin Owens. He's not afraid of Kevin Owens. Whatever it is, you know. Big E planned on finally ridding himself of the scourge known as Seth Rollins. And Kevin Owens and Big E would face tonight. And he would beat Kevin Owens and then go face Rollins one-on-one. Kevin Dunn? How can I forget Kevin Dunn? I'm seeing in the chat Kevin Dunn. Everybody's afraid of Kevin Dunn, bro. I mean, look at him. Ward. Everybody's afraid of those fucking things. Kevin Owens. He beat Big E in a non-title match via disqualification. This was god-awful writing. Whoever wrote this fucking main event segment, man, you have a weird mentality about what the fans actually want, man. I swear to God. So, Owens hit a superplex on Big E for 2. This was after a little bit of a back and forth between the two. We got a commercial break. Owens hit a superplex. Big E came back with 3 belly-to-belly suplexes, but Owens got his knees up on a splash. Owens tried a senton, but Big E got his knees up, followed with a splash for 2. Big E tried a spear through the ropes, but Owens got his knees up and followed with a cannonball. They traded right hands until Owens hit a super kick for 2. Big E responded with an STO or a Uranagi, I guess, for a 2 count. Owens came back with a pop-up power bomb for a near fall. Owens started to make his way to the top, but then decided to go outside and attack Seth Rollins for absolutely no reason. He took his eye off the prize and went to go attack somebody that was just sitting out there minding his own business. Because why would Rollins want to interfere in this match and cause a DQ and then lead to a triple threat match, which now gives him only a 33.3% chance of winning the WWE Championship in a triple threat match? Why would Rollins do that? So Owens goes out there and instigates like a blithering fool. He attacks Seth Rollins on the outside. He goes back in the ring. He choked Big E on the top rope. He attempted a stunner. Big E blocked it. Owens hit a super kick. Big E came back with a clothesline. And Rollins took the bait. Rollins took the bait. So it looked like Owens attacked Rollins because Rollins was so angry, Owens thought that he may have a lapse in judgment and attack him and cause a DQ. And that's exactly what happened. Owens looks like a smart guy in the end. I don't know why he needed to meddle in Rollins' business. It really doesn't make Rollins look good at all. It doesn't make Kevin Owens look good because it just shows me that Kevin Owens cannot beat Big E on his own. It doesn't necessarily make Kevin Owens look good. It doesn't necessarily make Kevin Owens look like he can beat Big E. He's got to use some weird bullshit tactic to try and get one over on Big E. Doesn't necessarily speak to me as Kevin Owens is good enough to beat Big E. Rollins is a complete, in storyline, looks like a complete fucking moron. He attacked Kevin Owens, caused the DQ, and now we got a triple threat match. At day one, Big E will defend against Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins at day one for the WWE Championship. Owens laughs, Rollins is freaking out, and it was a fucking piss-poor writing effort to close the end of this match on what was another terrible, boring Monday Night Raw. I don't know how any of this makes anybody look good. Kevin Owens clearly can't beat Big E on his own to get into the match, and Seth Rollins had a lapse in judgment. He's a complete blithering idiot, and now he's got a triple threat match instead of the one-on-one match that we all know he rightfully deserves because he won the ladder match, not anybody else. This show sucks. It makes my head hurt because the writing is so fucking terrible. What a complete shit show is Monday Night Raw. That's it for me, guys. That is your Monday Night Raw review. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight, man. We're going to go over the Super Chats in just a little bit. We're looking at the likes here in the stream. 1,068. Thank you guys so much for the 1,000 plus likes on the live stream. I appreciate you guys very, very much. Get those Super Chats in. Continue to get them in. We will hang out in just a second. Make sure you guys become a member of the Off the Script family. Become a VIP with me here on the show. Hit that join button down below and become a channel member. You get those custom emotes and those custom badges next to your name to show off your VIP status. And make sure you guys follow me on social media, man. At JDfromNY206. That is on Twitter and Instagram. Michelle Moran with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Michelle. Any bets that Vincent Kennedy McMahon has Big E lose the belt at day one? I don't know, but I could see it going to Rollins. I really could. The ratings really haven't increased on Raw. They've actually gotten worse. So I could see Vince taking the belt off Big E because, you know, WWE doesn't usually blame themselves for their fucking terrible ratings. They'll usually blame the talent. But none of these guys are going to make the ratings go up. None of them. Rollins, Owens, Balor, Edge, none of them. Nobody gives a fuck. Micah with a $1.99 super chat. Triple H versus Balor at WrestleMania 38 or Triple H versus Shane McMahon, and why? Triple H is not wrestling ever again. I believe it was either Mike Johnson or Wade Keller that said that the Triple H cardiac event was very, 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 very serious and that he's still not 100%. He will never wrestle again. Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard gave that man a fucking heart attack, man. They killed his creation and left him fucking to rot, is what they did. Jacob Donnelly with a $5 super chat. Yay or nay on Veer Mahan actually making it to Raw? Nay. Nay. I don't think Veer is going to make it to Raw, and if he does, he won't last long. That, I'm telling you right now, Veer Mahan is getting zero reaction. We got a $1.99 super chat from Titus O'Neill. We need JD as a creative in WWE ASAP. I'm begging, he said. Titus, you're a smart man, bro. You can cook and you are fucking intelligent, man. I appreciate you. There's a reason why I got you working in the kitchen here, bro. Titus O'Neill with the comment of the night. We got a $4.99 super chat from Hugh G. Rection. JD, you are the man. Only you understand my struggles having a name like mine. What is a good Christmas beer? I prefer something dark and a little sour. Listen, misdirection. The only Christmas beer I drink, bro, is the Mad Elf from Trogs. That's what you got to go drink. It's dark. It's not sour, but it is fucking delicious, man. Tony Brown with a $4.99 super chat. Snooze Fest, you got to tell me what happened tonight, JD. I even missed the booty meat party. Oh, well, I have a DVR. OTS for life. Listen, Tony, you didn't miss anything all that spectacular, bro. You can always catch up on the booty meat on Friday night. Joey Clemenza becomes a new member in the venue. Joey, what are you drinking, brother? What are you drinking in the venue? Round is on me. Matt Eagle with a $1.99 super chat. If MJF is second-rate Miz, then Miz is fourth-rate MJF. Whatever you said, Matt. Bradley Robinette with a $1.99 super chat. Hey, JD, going to AEW January 19th in D.C. Can't wait. Bradley, buy a t-shirt and rep the podcast live in D.C. 15% off, man. Code SCRIPT on Bonfire. Johnny Cloud with a $4.99 super chat. I need a Lagavulin 16-year-old on the rocks, please. Jesse. Been waiting 5 minutes. Where's Issa? I need my drink ASAP. Love you, JD. Keep it up. Jesse! I don't even know if we have this on the fucking top shelf, bro. I'm not even going to blame you for this one. But get the man something that's overpriced, that I don't drink, and make sure it's on the rocks, please. What? What are you talking about? Thunder Rosa, bro. It's not Wednesday. You fucking pussy. You're scared about Thunder Rosa. What a pussy, bro. She's not going to touch you. And if she does, you're a lucky man. This fucking guy. Johnny. We may have to swing in another direction for that cold beverage, man. Jesse is, Jesse's acting up, man. What else you want? What's your second best, bro? Negan, the Savior. Smith with a $1.99 super chat. When I see JD, I see the Savior. Negan. You took over for comment of the night, man. Appreciate you. You beat Titus. Captain Solo with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Captain Solo. I appreciate you, bro. WWE is worse now than WCW in its last days. I agree. Why would any talent want to come work for senile, dementia-ridden Vince McMahon? I don't know. Jesse can't reach the top shelf, he says. Listen, bro. I have stools in the office, okay? Please. I know it's late, bro, but Jesus fucking Christ, I can't have this common sense like Raw. Seriously. Think. Think, bro. Level 20 Factotum with a $5 super chat. Isn't watching Raw with Vince considered a war crime? Yes. Yes. It is punishment in some countries, I hear. Watching Raw is punishment in some countries, I hear. Watching with Vince, forget about it, man. You might as well be on fucking the electric chair. Jericho, 8131 with a $5 super chat. I'm convinced Elias walked into the woods and went off the grid for real to avoid having to be part of the worst TV show on national TV. Listen, bro, if he did that, I'd shake his hand. Elias is on the cutting block, the chopping block. He's gone. This guy will be released within months. There's no new gimmick. They just stopped all vignettes for Elias. Dead. Riddick re-ups for 14 months. Thank you, Riddick. Tried to watch Raw tonight. It didn't last long. This crap is unwatchable. I got caught up on Chucky instead. Bro, that's not any better, bro. 10 more months and the gold mic is mine. Damn right, bro. That gold mic. who's going to get that gold mic. Captain Solo with a $2 super chat. Undertaker is more senile than Vince. Almost. Yes. Yes, the Undertaker, he snorted something before he went on the bump with Caleb Braxton, for sure. Joey Clemenza with a $5 super chat. Omos is similar to Andre in one thing, his size. When it comes to charisma, skill, and respect, not even close, man. Wow. Yes. Yes, Joey. The Undertaker has maybe one too many chair shots from Mick Foley to the head, bro. I don't know what he was talking about. Arius, or Eris, with a $1.99 super chat. The legend Veer, already making an impact on Raw. Veer Mahan! King Mo, with a $1.99 super chat. WWE is pure trash. I agree. I agree. Susan D'Ambrosio, with a $5 super chat. JD, even if WWE on their best day, if they ever had one, cannot recreate that CM Punk and MJF promo, it was gold. No, they can't. They can't. They will never recreate that at all. $5 super chat from Xavier. My buddy sent a picture someone took during the show. Almost half the arena today was empty. Half the arena was empty today. JD is the king of goons. Cam G with a $5 super chat. What's the point of even getting behind Liv Morgan? Up until this point, WWE have treated Liv like a loser. It's most of what the sane audience thinks, Cam. The Liv Morgan stands out there, the fanatics out there, think she has a shot at beating Becky Lynch. Let's ask Jesse in the chat. Jesse, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, how would you rate Liv Morgan in this feud with Becky Lynch, bro? 1, she's losing completely, and forget about it. 10, she's going to win the title. Let's ask Jesse, man. Jesse's my magic 8 ball. Reggie Clark with a $4.99 super chat. Sup from Houston, JD. Will we ever get the Goon music back? LOL. I don't know. I got to find the Goon music. I think the Goon music is on my old computer. Captain Solo with a $2 super chat. If you had to choose one, Tecate or Corona? -10, says Jesse. The fortune teller has spoken. Captain Solo, I'm going to take an El Presidente. Captain Solo, thank you, bro. Ricardo Linnell with a $10 super chat. I hate my intelligence being insulted, which is why I do not watch Monday Night Trash. Once again, JD, thank you for watching that crap show for us. Can we fast forward to Wednesday, please? It'll be Wednesday before you know it, Ricardo. Thank you, brother. Raw was utter garbage. King Mo with a $1.99 super chat. I love the graphics in your introduction. Good stuff. I know. VC Stallion with a $1.99 super chat. Elias should have been way bigger. Such a shame. Yes. The pandemic absolutely killed what was left of Elias. WWE started it. COVID-19 did the rest of it. Hollywood Guy with a $5 super chat. Can you make my drink a screwdriver? After this show, make it a triple. Yo, Jesse, we got any vodka? I think we got some good stuff on the top shelf. Use the stool this time. I know you're not as tall as Issa, but come on, bro. You gotta... Logic. Okay? Ace Productions with a $19.99 super chat. Are you a fan of Dragon Ball Z? If so, who's your favorite character? Also, what was better, MJF Punk promo or Kingston Punk promo? Bro, I don't watch anime. Ty Sloan, thank you. $4.99 super chat. I think I read Ace Productions. I got them mixed up. Ty, I'm not a fan of Dragon Ball Z, and Punk and MJF was better. Ace Productions with a $19.99 super chat. Hey, JD, have you seen the rumors Wyndham And the Titan train, woohoo! Adam Share, and the likes of other wrestlers are trying to start their own promotion. Sounds like Bray won't go anywhere without his boy Titan. Bro, I don't know where you read that, but I find that to be absolutely fucking ridiculous. I do. And Justin Strickland with a $9.99 super chat. Both Becky Lynch, Liv Morgan, Edge, Miz segments were complete failures. WWE thought they could outdo the CM Punk MJF promo battle with those segments. Both segments failed. Yes. Both segments did fail, bro. Big time. Both segments did fail. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you, man. I don't know what else you want from me this evening. Ty Slum with a $4.99 super chat. Are you a fan of Japanese women's wrestlers? Thoughts on Riho on AEW the other night? Do you think Io Shirai will jump to AEW? She's kind of washed. Ty Slum, I think you're trolling right now, bro. I think you're trolling me right now, bro. What are you doing, bro? Ty Slum, why are you asking me about Joshis, bro? Why are you asking me about Joshis? Fuck the Joshis, man. Anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all very much, man. Thank you for hanging out tonight. I don't know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. There may be no NXT tomorrow. No NXT review. I'll be hanging out with my best friend Sean tomorrow, drinking some Mad Elf. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the podcast tonight, man. I really did. If you guys want to follow me on social media, at JDfromNY206. That is on Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Make sure you guys go check out BlueChew, BlueChew.com. Code JD at checkout for your free sample. Go check out all the other videos that you might have missed on the channel, man. There's a ton of stuff on there. Plus, off the script from this past weekend, live. Live, man. And Jesse and I will see you on Wednesday for what is going to be another epic episode of Dynamite. More MJF, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes versus Andrade El Idolo in an Atlanta street fight. And we will break down all that happens on Wednesday, guys. Remember to hit that thumbs up as well. Thank you for all the super chats. Continue to become a member of VIP on the channel. All that good stuff, man. Anyway, I'm about to head on home, man. But I need two things from you guys right now. Number one, I need those guitar emojis in the chat. And if you got them, those Mustang emojis in the chat. And number two, I need that music on max. I'll see you guys on Wednesday live with Jesse, AEW Dynamite, right here on Off the Script. I'll see you guys later.